Louis Carroll English was born June 27, 1915. He was raised in Louisville, Kentucky, where he attended Louisville Male High. He went to college at University of Kentucky and medical school at University of Louisville. We interviewed his son, Andrew English, about his naval experience.
How did he get involved in the war?
I'm not sure exactly, but I know that at first he worked in a recruitment office in Toledo, Ohio.
How long was he on duty?
He was there, I think, about 16 to 18 months in 1943 and 1944.
And while he was away, did he keep in communication with his family, or did he?
Oh yeah, definitely. He wrote. We have records of at least 100 letters. I think he wrote many more.
What was his role in the war, then?
Well, in the war, when he was on a destroyer called the Trathon, that was a brand new destroyer, and he was the ship's doctor, and surprisingly, he was also the chaplain.
Why was that surprising?
Because he didn't believe in God, and he's very anti-religion, so that was a little surprising that he had to be the chaplain, and I never was sure why that was, if it was something that all ship's doctors were chaplains also, or I don't know why, because he was certainly not the most indicated person to be that.
About 1:15, someone came flying down the hall to tell me I was needed at once in the sick bay. One of the gunner's mates, Stiff, a very nice guy, had gotten his arm caught in one of the guns while working on it and almost tore it off just above the elbow. It took out a great deal of tissue and fractured the humerus, but fortunately missed the joint cavity itself. We put on a tourniquet and a pressure dressing, commandeered a boat to the beach and a truck to the hospital, and had him there exactly 1 hour after it happened, which I thought was doing damn good. They took x-rays, and I went with him to surgery. Didn't scrub, but just watched. They cleaned it up good, closed the skin with his arm flexed, and put it up in plaster, all under pentothal, and it was a swell anesthesia.
I know you already mentioned this, but which ship was he based on, and where did it tour?
It was the USS Trathon, which is T-R-A-T-H-E-N, and it toured in the South Pacific. It was around the Marshall Islands, the Mariana Islands, in that area.
There's lots to tell you tonight, and lots more I can't tell you. We heard tonight that the invasion of Europe has started. The press news carried the story of the false alarm, so when we heard this, we thought maybe it was the same thing, but we picked up a short-wave broadcast from England with Eisenhower and some foreign diplomats and the Prime Minister speaking, so we know it's the real thing, though we have no details as yet. Louis was a dedicated doctor, save for one amusing instance. He
was a person, I guess at that time and certainly later in life, who could just take a nap at the drop of a hat. And so at one point they were in a convoy with a large number of ships, and while they were in this convoy, the Japanese were attacking. And so people were ordered to go to their battle stations, and his battle station was the operating room on the ship. So he went down there, and he thought about how he could best use his time getting ready, and he decided that he was probably in for a really long night, and since nothing was happening right then, no one was being brought down, although he could hear bombs and stuff going off, he thought maybe he should take a nap, and then when they woke him up, he would be fresh so he could go operate all night. Well, the battle went And it went on, and finally he woke up, and the battle was over. And they had not been hit at all. No one came down, so he slept through the entire battle.
Louis served for 18 months on the USS Chaplain. He returned home in 1944. He continued his medical practices and settled with a family. His name will always be remembered.